Hey, what is up, sir? You beautiful TCG loving faces. It's your boy Sean Caesar here to bring you guys another video. And what I got for you guys today is a deck profile from my undefeated locals list of Blue Jinbe. This deck has been extremely fun for me recently, and has been doing pretty freaking well, especially since recently I was actually able to take home a local win, going 4-0 with this bad boy. But first off, before we get into the deck profile, the obligatory, I'm not sponsored by him, obligatory shout out to Billy Print Stuff on Etsy. I absolutely love this guy's deck boxes. I talk about it in every deck profile video I do, besides the Battlefield one because I don't have one of those. But yeah, this guy does some incredible work. You got a sliding top with the magnets to keep it down. So like each magnet keeps it in place as well, so you're not really going to lose it anywhere, but it slides off pretty easily. Get the leader case, slides up in the front, and then it's big enough to hold. Granted, I only have 50 double sleeved cards, and then my Dawn is single sleeved, but it can fit 60 double sleeved cards very nicely, very snugly, and it doesn't really go anywhere. Very, very good deck box. If you guys want to go ahead and pick up your own, go to Etsy and look up Billy Print Stuff. Let him know that Caesar sent you, because this crap is good. Love his deck boxes. I'm probably going to end up buying more. I got like 7 of them already. Just love them, just love them. Anyway, let's get into it. If you guys don't know what Jinbe does, he is a 5-life, 5K blue leader. It says activate main. You may trash one card from your hand. Give up to 2 Rested Dawn cards from one of your fishman or merfolk type leader or character cards. So, this is a once per turn. You can do this many times as you want. So, technically, as long as you have 10 Rested Dawn, you can trash 5 cards total to give all of that Rested Dawn somewhere. You can give less than 2, but you can't give 1 to your leader and 1 to another character from just one activation. Once it's like 1 activation, up to 2 have to go somewhere. That's just how it goes. If you only have 1 Rested Dawn, you want to trash 1 card to give 1 Rested Dawn somewhere, you can. Like, so you just can't split it up. But this leader effect is really good. It allows for you to get around really like funky numbers, like numbers that people don't expect you to be swinging with, and that's one of my favorite parts about this leader. And one of the reasons why I came back to the deck, I have a couple of videos on the channel of me running like the original like Merfolk and just like straight Fishman build, but I have since leaned away from that, as you guys probably saw from the top card of the deck. We're now on this Warlord build since the 4-cost SR Jinbe was unbanned, and it feels so good. Like when it works, when you see your 4-cost Jinbes and you're firing all cylinders, it feels so freaking good. Kind of feels like Blue Dofi, not nearly as aggressive. You're not swinging 7K every turn, and if you do, it's because you're trashing cards in hand, but you are getting so many swings in when you see all your bodies, and in the late game you're getting you're getting big, like 10K swings, even bigger if you want to trash cards to use effects. It's so good. It's very, very strong. But let's go ahead and get into the deck profile, shall we? Starting off with our 1-cost. Starting off with Sengoku. We got this at a 4 of. If you guys don't know, Sengoku's a 1-cost, 2K, 1K counter. On play, look at the top 5 cards of your deck and reveal up to 1 to 7 Warlord of the C-type character card or type card and add it to your hand and place the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. Ideally, the target you're searching for with this card on 1 is Jinbe if you don't already have it, or something to play off of Jinbe if you already have it. This card is just extremely necessary to find almost everything in your deck since you're running the Warlord package. I think for me personally, there is a total of 8 cards that are unsearchable with this searcher. But those cards, well, 4 of them are searchable with the other searcher because there is not a type restriction, but a cost restriction, and that is the 1 cost 3K Arlong. And what Arlong does is on play, if your leader is the Fishman type, look at 4 cards from the top of your deck, reveal up to 1 card with a cost of 2 or more, and add it to your hand, then place the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. After I just read that, I just remembered it is a total of 12 cards that are unsearchable with Sengoku, but 8 of them are searchable with Arlong. There's only 4 of them that aren't. So there's only 4 cards in this entire deck that you cannot search at all. Everything else is searchable in a way. But this card is really good. Once again, you're trying to find your Jinbeis or something you can play off of your Jinbei. That's primarily what it's for. And then the 3K stat line makes it so when you play this card on your first turn, if you don't you can tap out, play, let's say you're going second, you play Sengoku into Arlong. Arlong is established on the board. You go and play Jinbei into, let's say, Bounce Law, and you bounce your Sengoku back to hand and bounce one of their bodies back to hand. You can then trash a card to put 2 Dawn on Arlong. Arlong can swing for 5, and then your leader can swing for 5 as well. Or you want to trash another card and swing 7 with your leader, you can do that as well. But the stat line of a 3K makes it very easy for you to be able to trash a card and make this a viable swing when you're going into a 5K leader. Very, very good. Then the last 1K or 1 drop we're running, it is the 1 cost 3,000 power Chew. On play, if your leader has the Fishman type, draw 1 card. So he's immediately replacing himself. You're paying 1, drawing 1, and then because it's a 3K stat line, same reason, the same thing that makes Arlong good is you could go ahead and just use leader effect, draft a card, put 3 Dawn or 2 Dawn on this on this Chew, sorry, and go ahead and swing face. It is very good, very viable. For a while, I did not have this card in my deck. I wasn't too big of a fan of it because, like I said, it wasn't searchable. But the moment I took it out, I immediately realized, we need something to do when we're going first or second. It doesn't matter what it is. We need to be doing something. We can't be wasting our turns. So I added them back in, and it definitely feels better again. Now, let's get into our 2Ks for the deck. We're running a total of 12. First 2K we got here is the Koala. One of the cards that are not searchable with Sengoku, but is searchable with Arlong. It's a 2 cost, 0 power, 2K counter. Activate main, you may trash this card up to 1 of your Fishman or Merfolk type characters, or type leader or character cards, gain a plus 2,000 power during its turn. This helps you reach some funky numbers. Otherwise, it's just a 2K. But with the way the leader effect works, you could pay 2 to play the Koala, activate main on the Koala to trash itself to give whatever Fishman or Merfolk plus 2K. And then you could trash a card with leader effect to then use those 2 Dawn you rested for Koala and put that rested Dawn onto a unit as well, preferably the same unit. So basically that unit gets plus 4K. It is such a good card. I used to never play it. It used to be only a 2K, but in this meta recently, I've been abusing this card to reach some really funky numbers. You've probably seen in the previous tournament I played Jinbei in, where I made it to the finals and I lost to Green Purple Luffy. The Blackbeard player I played against was aware of this card, but he was confused on how it worked. For lack of a better word, I don't know. But the fact that I played this is what helped me reach that higher number that he did not have enough counter for, and it's what won me the game. Next 2K we have in the deck, since we're running that Warlord package, it's a Trafalgar Law. There's a 4 cost 2K, 4,000 power, 2K counter. Activate main, when you may return this character to the owner's hand. If your opponent has 6 cards or more in their hand, the opponent bottom decks 1 card from their hand. This card helps into matchups where your opponent is going to get a fat hand. There's a lot of matchups like that right now. Like Ace. Kuzan isn't very viable or really relevant, and that's coming from a Kuzan main. So you're not going to see that much, but Lucy is also pretty relevant. Emu's pretty relevant. If they're going to build a big hand, you're at least kind of keep them at bay with Law. You can play it off of Jinbei, bounce it back to your hand so that you're still keeping a 2K in your hand, and then also making them a bottom deck 1 card as well. Uh, Other than that, you're almost never swinging this. I can see it if you're like desperate to like have a body on the board that you go ahead and put 2 Dawn onto, swing 6 with it, bounce it back to hand for the effect so that it can't be swung into, and then add yourself a 2K back to hand. But yeah, it's mainly just a 2K. I will say that much. It's mainly just a 2K. Other than that, you can use the effect to go ahead and try to disrupt your opponent's hands. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Next 2K is Croc. There's a 4-cost 5K, 2K counter. On play, you may rest 1 Dawn to return up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 2 or less to the owner's hand. This is something that you would play and actually swing with, especially depending on the matchup. If you're going into Purple Enel, this is pretty good to play on 6. Or not 6. If you're going on Odd Curve, you can play 5 with Jinbe or this Raw, pay 1 to bounce their like a 1 cost back to their hand. Sure, they are able to then play it again and Dawn -1 and draw another card. But you're at least getting 1 body off the board. You're nullifying 1 threat, for lack of a better word. But most of the other time, it's, once again, just a 2K. But it does have a bit of versatility. You can use it. It's not, like, useless. It's a swingable body. In my opinion, it's pretty good. I see a lot of people who are running the Warlord package on Jinbe that aren't running it. I'm a firm believer in the card. That's for sure. And that will conclude our 2Ks. Now, moving on to the main units of the deck. And the reason why we switched to the Warlord package, it is the 4-cost, 5,000 power, 1K counter, OP-07 Jinbe. Has on play up to one of your 7 Warlords type cards from your hand with a cost of 4 or less. So you're playing this for 4. I read that wrong, by the way. Don't mind me. It's like 2 a.m. and I'm recording this last minute. You are paying 4 to play Jinbe, and then you're playing another 4-cost Warlord from your hand as well. You're establishing 2 bodies with 4 Dawn, and the more Jinbes you see, the wider you go, and you could get so wide in the blink of an eye. It is actually crazy how good this card is. I understand why it was banned previously, because it's not that it's like the card itself is really broken. It was the package or the leader that you played it in, the whole package altogether, and that leader made it really, really strong. But this card was kind of needed for like mono blue Boa back in the day, and when Jinbe got banned, Boa died. But now that Jinbe's unbanned, we can play it in now Blue Jinbe, and it is such a good card for this deck, especially this Warlord package. I absolutely love this package. But we see the engine, we see the main piece of the engine. Now let's go ahead and get into the units you are playing off of this engine. Starting off with, almost forgot to grab one. 4-cost, 5K, 1K counter, Trafalgar Law. This card is incredibly good, especially in this meta. On play, you may return one character card to the return one of your character cards to the owner's hand, and if your leader has a 7 Warlord of the Sea type, return 1 character with a cost of 4 or less to the owner's hand. So you could bounce 2 of your own units. There have been times where I will play Jinbe into Law. I'll bounce one of my 1 costs, like one of my searchers, and bounce Jinbe back to my hand so that I can do Jinbe the next turn as well. You can get really funky, really tricky with this. You can also go ahead and bounce your opponent's blockers back to hand, or bounce their bodies so that they're not establishing anything and they can't really contend and swing into your board. This card is just incredibly good. There's so many viable 4 costs in the game currently that you can use this card to abuse off the board and make it so that they have to waste their turn over and over again, like against Lucy. You can bounce their Cavendishes over and over again. You can bounce their Rebecca blockers against Purple Enel. You can bounce their Holly. You can bounce their 1 cost. You can bounce their, I don't know how you would want to, but you can bounce their Porsches. There's just so much that this card comes up against that it is an auto for the deck. Next up, only 3 of this bad boy, and I'm sure you're surprised, but we got the Edward Weevil, one of the most viable targets to play off of Jinbe, one of the most popular targets in the 4 cost. 6,000 power brick that on play draws you 1. Why am I playing 3 of these? Because I'm opting to play 2 of something else that ironically does also come up a lot. I see people that don't play this other option as well, but I had to cut some space somewhere. As much as I love Weevil, Weevil is a brick. So to minimize the amount of bricks I was playing in the deck, and to make space for what I added in, I had to get rid of a brick because it just made sense. And once you see the card, it will make sense to you as well. But playing this off of Jinbe is incredibly good. You drop a 5K and a 6K, and you're drawing a card. So you're not going too small or too low in hand size off of playing 2 cards out of your hand, and then you just established a 6K body basically for free. It is incredibly good to just have that early on. You know what? Let me get a little fancy with this because I'm about to run out of space very quickly. So you guys have seen all this. Let me go ahead and stack it up just a little bit for you guys, so we can get all these cards in this deck on the video, so you guys can screenshot it, send it to your friends, or keep it for your own list, own pleasures, for lack of a better word. All right. Next unit, only running 2 of, is a 4-cost, 6,000 power Boa blocker. This is the reason why I opted to only run 3 Weevils, because I wanted to add this into the deck for sometimes breaks, see like a break in case of emergency blocker, or a way to set up the top of my deck, or a lot of the times, and you guys will see in some of my games, I will look at top 3 and go, I don't need any of that, and bottom deck it. It's just a way to dig deeper into the deck to possibly see another of my 4-cost Jinbe or another of my 8-cost Jinbe, or to see literally anything that I may need. So I just look at top 3, see what's there. If I want it, if I need it, I'll keep it on top so that I can draw into it in the next turn or the next couple turns. Or if I don't need it, I'll just bottom deck it, hoping that I'm digging deeper into the deck for something that I do need. This card is just very freaking good. But a 2 of, to me, feels all right. Like, I don't think I need to go higher than this. Like, this ratio right here of 3 Weevil, 2 Boa feels perfect for me. Like, I don't understand why it works so well. I think it's just a perfect mix of having the same stat line with two different requirements. Like, if I want to be aggro, I have the Weevil, and I draw a card off of it. If I need a break in case of emergency blocker and something to help me cycle my deck a little bit more, dig deeper and see what's going on, I got the Boa. This ratio feels really good for me. It works out really well for me. Also, it's a 6K blocker. It works out really freaking well in this meta right now. Something about it. Next unit, 6K, or 6 cost, 7K Jozu. On play, you may return one of your characters to the owner's hand. Return up to 1 character with a cost of 6 or less to the owner's hand. It's basically a bigger law. You can do the same thing you do with law as well, which is bouncing both of your own units back to the hand, so that you can rebuild your hand or reuse whatever cards you're bouncing back. But then you can also bounce one of your opponent's 6 costs. Once again, really relevant. It makes a lot of sense to have this. I absolutely love this card. I've seen people that aren't running it at all as well. I just like the bouncing aspect of certain cards in this deck. Like Law bouncing a 4 cost on curve, Jozu bouncing a 6 cost on curve. I absolutely love it. Like, this card is just so freaking good. Next up, 3 copies of the 6 cost 8K Boa Hancock. On play, up to 1 of your opponent's characters with other than Monkey D. Luffy cannot attack until the end of your opponent's next turn, and then place up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 1 or less at the bottom deck, or 1 character. Sorry, so you can bottom deck your own cards. I don't know why you would want to, but you can. But this is really good, and part of me feels like I need to run this at a 4 of, but I don't play it much. In most matchups, I'm not really freaking using it. But it's really good for Enel, so that you can freeze their 10Ks, their 6 cost Enels, whether it's the blocker or the secret rare. And then you can bottom deck their Shuras, their Satoris, their Ohms primarily. Like, it's really good into that matchup. But into a lot of matchups, it doesn't really make much of a difference. There's times where I'll just play it just so I have an 8K on the board. But almost always when I'm at 6, I want to play Jozu instead. But this is necessary. It's needed for the Enel matchup. I just I just barely play it, unfortunately. But it is a very good card and very necessary for the deck. Next up, our last unit is the 8 cost 10k Jinbe. Absolutely love this deck. Or sorry, love this card and love this deck because of it. Um, but this is like one of those things where I'm like what I was saying earlier about the Boa, where I will look at the top 3 cards of my deck, and if I don't see Jinbe or my 8 cost Jinbe or my 4 cost Jinbe, most of the time I will bottom deck. I feel like these 2 cards are the heart and soul of this deck. You need your Jinbe, your 4 cost Jinbe in the early game to really go wide, establish a board, and apply some pressure to your opponent. Get those cards out of hand. A lot of times you'll see me just swinging, like matching my opponent's leader, just swinging 5s and then swinging maybe 1 or 2 7s, just so I get more cards in hand. And then at 10, I'll almost never play this at 8, I will say that. At 10, I'll play Jinbe, rest 2 additional Dawn, draw 2 cards, bounce a 7 cost to my opponent's hand, use leader effect, trash a card, put 2 Dawn somewhere, and then this game's rush. This card is incredibly good. This card will win you so many games. And I mean so many games. It is so freaking good. I can express to you how good this card is. And like I said, this Boa is here because of this card and this card. When I don't see them, I'm trying to find them, and I will do my best to find them. Boa is just one of those options that allows me to just dig a little bit deeper into the deck, to look at the top 3, decide what I want to take, what I want from there or don't want from there, and then move on from there. The amount of searching in this deck is also really, really good. So all these other units like the Law and the Josu to bounce back your searchers, so then also dig back deeper into your deck, makes your deck incredibly consistent. Sometimes you can potentially get unlucky and still never see your Jinbe. That's a possibility. It's a non-zero chance. It's not impossible. It's happened to me a couple times, but it is an extremely consistent deck because of your searchers and because of like Boa. And now the last card in the deck, as you can probably imagine, is a 2 cost event Perfume Femur. Select up to one of your 7 Warlord of the Sea type characters. One of your 7 Warlord of type characters. Added that card, and that card gains 2,000 power during this turn. Then, if the selected character card attacks this turn, your opponent cannot activate blocker. So, 2 cost event that gives the character you selected plus 2k power and then makes it unblockable. An incredibly good card. Incredibly good. Why am I only running it at 2 of? 2 is all I need. I've seen people running it at 4. I understand why you would want to run it at 4. I've only ever needed 2. I'm being so honest. Like, the deck cycles and draws and searches so much, you'll find at least 1, and sometimes all you need is 1. Then there's times where you find 2 and you don't even use any of them. But to me, in my humble opinion, 2 has worked out really well for me. I've always seen it when I've needed it. There's times where I see it in my open hand and I won't mulligan, and I'll keep it in hand until I absolutely need it in the late game. But 2's worked out just fine. But the combination of Perfume Femur and Koala is actually one of the things that helps you reach some really weird numbers. There's been times where I've played a 8 cost Jinbe, paid the additional 2 Dawn, drawn 2 cards, bounced a 7 cost, and made it so that they can't block this attack. Like bounce the 7 cost or bounce whatever. Like bounce their blocker to hand, basically, so that this can get through. If this survives the attack on the following turn, you can pay 2 for Perfume Femur, pay 2 for Koala, give this plus 4k, then use leader effect twice, to then give 4 extra Dawn to the Jinbe. That is now an 18k. And then when you apply the additional 6 Dawn that you had on there, this bad boy swinging for, what was it, 20... I can't do the quick math on it. It's a big number. And you'll hear me say that in a lot of games where I'll just go, big number here, or big number lead, because I'm not counting. The numbers you can reach with this deck are just so freaking crazy. But yeah, the deck has just been really good, really consistent, a lot of fun to play, and I think it is ironically a good rogue deck for this meta. Um, Especially going into like some of the decks that we have right now. Like it's really good into Lucy because you could bounce back their Sabos. It's pretty decent into Enel because you're able to spam the board almost as fast as they can. Granted, your body's not going to be as big, but you can go ahead and spam the board and contend with their board as well. It's good into. I would say it's decent into Nami. I won't say it's good into Nami, but it is pretty good into Nami. Um, if you can aggro them down, you're sitting pretty. The problem is once they become a 7K, it's really hard for your Arlong or your Chu to swing in. It's hard for sometimes Jinbe to swing in. It's definitely hard for Law to swing in because you can't apply Dawn onto them with leader effect. So if you tap out, like you're just screwed. They're not swinging. It's such a good deck right now. It has potential in this current meta to do a lot of really great things. Uh, Briefly, let's go ahead and talk about some other cards I thought about using. The Forecast Searcher Jinbe. I'll go ahead and put it on screen here. Uh, that card, that card, I thought about playing, especially going into the meta with a purple Enel, because it says when attacking, you can bottom deck a 1 cost or less. And I was really, really considering playing that card, but then I realized how important it is for us to see your 4-cost Jinbe and your 8-cost Jinbe. The 4-cost Jinbe can search for another 7 Warlord of C-type besides Jinbe. So I became so afraid of playing that card, searching, and then having to bottom deck one or both of my Jinbes off of that search. Not a fan of that idea. Now, I understand why they don't want you to search Jinbe off of Jinbe. It makes sense. I understand. But if only they could have given the bottom when attacking bottom deck a 1 cost on a different card that wasn't Jinbe, it would be so good. So that you could play Jinbe into that card, and then that card, when it swings on the following turn, can bottom deck some 1 cost to get him off the board. It would have been such a good idea. But that was like the only tech card I thought about adding. I think I added it. I played a 2 of for 1 local, absolutely hated it, took it out of the deck immediately after, and then I landed on this list, and this list has been doing pretty well for me. I think this is the same list I've been playing for the past 2 sets of videos playing Jinbe. Like I said, I really like this list. But like I was saying, it comes down to really seeing this and seeing this, especially seeing this early game. You're running a lot of bricks in this deck. You're running, let's see here, 4, 8, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So you're running 22 bricks. Nearly half of your deck is bricks. And then you're running 12 2Ks to kind of counteract that. And then you're running, what is it? 8, 12, or sorry, 8, 12, 16 1Ks. It can get kind of rough sometimes if you low roll. If you're unlucky, you don't see no Jinbes and you're just Brick City, this deck hurts. But when it works, boy, does it work. The deck is incredibly good. And I would recommend you guys giving it a shot, seeing how you feel about it. You don't have to do this exact list. There's plenty of lists online that you guys can check out and see how you feel about it. But this is the list that I've been rocking with and the list that I really enjoy right now. And it's probably the list I'm going to keep rocking with if I play Jinbe. That is for sure. But if you guys enjoyed this list, you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you guys think of the deck list in the description below. If you guys have any questions about it, any suggestions, any recommendations, please let me know in the comment section down below. You guys know I love constructive criticism. I want to hear what you guys are cooking up. I want to hear what you guys' opinions are. I want to see what you guys got going on, because there are sometimes you guys be spitting with some of the recommendations and the gameplay lines and stuff like that you guys be handing me. And I'm very grateful for that as well. So please don't hesitate and don't stop commenting down below what you guys think and what you guys would do differently. or give me any types of recommendations. I love it. But this is the list. I got 4-0 with our one of my most recent locals. I love the deck. It's a lot of fun, and I would recommend you guys giving it a shot. All right, that's gonna be it for me. Shoney Caesar out. Peace.